Well, the first thing that I want to talk about, and this is one of the first things that I always talk about when we're getting into branding and marketing, is that I need you guys to first understand the differences between branding and marketing. I know you all are super intelligent entrepreneurs, you're smart, you know it all. We all do, right? But sometimes we get confused on what branding is versus what marketing is, and that can really hurt your business if you're not using these platforms correctly. So I try to keep it really simple when it comes to the difference between marketing and branding. And basically, marketing is what you say about your business, about yourself. You are the person that's putting out content. You are the person that's putting out a flyer or buying a billboard or putting an advertising out or posting something on social media about your business or about yourself to bring boys to the yard, the people to your business, right? Whereas branding is what other people are saying about you. So it's more of the impression that you're leaving in the room. It's your reputation. It's what people feel or think when they hear your name or they hear your business. And so I want you guys to get a very good understanding of what the differences are so that when you are creating marketing material for your business or you're trying to develop your brand, which is what we're focused on today, you know the angle in which you should approach. So when you're thinking about branding, you always want to focus on the feeling that you want to leave your people at the end of that transaction or whatever it is that you're putting out, what they're viewing of you. How do you want them to feel about you and or your business?
That's such an eloquent way to, really kind of draw those differences because I think if you were to poll, 10 small business owners, I don't know, like maybe six would be able to tell you that exactly. I think you get a lot of kind of the marketing side of things to that. So I really appreciate you kind of making that, drawing that clarity for us, Tamisha, especially looking ahead to, what is a brand voice and why it's so important.
Yeah, so when we talk about brand voice now that we know the differences between branding and marketing, what is a brand voice? I get that question all the time. Like, well, how do I create my brand voice? What does that even mean? So a brand voice is the personality of the company when it communicates. Just like I said, it's that feeling that you want people to have when you leave the room. Now we're talking about our businesses in this aspect. So when someone interacts with your business, how do you want them to feel? So companies use their brand voice because that allows them to stand out and that allows them to differentiate themselves from the next person. Many of us, even right on this conversation, on this call today, might be doing a lot of the same things, but you have to be able to differentiate yourself from the next business that might be selling something similar. And in some cases, you have businesses that sell the same exact item or product, and you need to be able to tell the difference between the two. So it's going to be something that sounds unique to you and to your business. It includes words, specific messaging that relates to you, and it leans heavily on your tone. So what is your tone of your business? It can be a serious tone. It could be something very friendly. It could be funny, or you can just be professional. We all know businesses that fall in many of those various categories, right? We watch commercials on TV and we know that this is going to be really silly, like the Geico commercial with the gecko, and they're always doing something silly and stupid. Or I can't remember if it's Allstate Insurance, where the guy is like creating these unnecessary accidents, right? It's a fun
Mayhem.
take on something that is serious, but it leaves a memory. It's memorable. And so it helps people to recognize and remember your company. So I've given a few examples, like a toy company. They're going to talk in a fun and exciting way. They want to get the kids excited about it so the kids can be like, mommy, daddy, I want this, right? Or a healthcare company might lean on something serious. They might share, the consequences of you not taking this pill, this medicine, this machine, because they want you to wake up and pay attention. Like you may have an issue that requires necessary help. So this is how you're going to leverage your brand voice to accompany your business so that people can put the two things together. We really want to evoke feeling behind what it is that we do. So that is what your brand voice is.
When you were talking earlier about, companies that sell the same exact thing that you do, I was thinking, well, what's a good example of that? Like Walmart versus Target. And
Exactly.
when we see that branding and we hear kind of what they're talking about in their commercials, like we know which is which, and we all probably have, which one we're partial to as well, right?
Exactly. And so, people, Walmart and Target, a lot of the items that they sell are exactly the same, but some people go to Walmart for a different experience versus Target for a different experience. Target or Target is supposed to be more of the upscale version of Walmart, right? You go there, you get your little fancy Starbucks coffee, all the things, but I can still buy the same toilet tissue from both stores.
Right.
One will probably charge me more than the other because of its name and because of the brand that it's created, right? But in either case, you have to be able to differentiate. And even if I saw someone left a comment, if you can't remember whether the brand with the accident guy is Allstate, then their branding and marketing isn't working. Not necessarily true, because it didn't come to mind at this particular moment. It still made you all remember who it was. So
Mhm.
it still brings to mind the company, the business that we're talking about.